From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. As the calendar year begins to come to a close, we'll start our countdown of the top 10 stories of 2019. Coming in at number 10 this year is the Valley playing host to the U.S. Hot Air Balloon Championships. Back in August, dozens upon dozens of hot air balloons filled the Panhandle skies, all weather permitting, as some of the best balloonists in the world convened to western Nebraska. 2019 was the first of 3 years that the Scottsbluff-Gehring area will be host for this competition, and not only did it provide locals much to talk about and take in during the festivities, but local hotels, restaurants, and tourism destinations also saw an uptick in business with the influx of people that came into the area for the 2019 U.S. Hot Air Balloon Championships. Things will resume again next summer as the region embarks on its second of 3 years hosting the event. And for the 9th biggest story of the year, we head to the Scottsbluff County District Courthouse, where the largest prison sentence of the year was handed down for a 32-year-old Scottsbluff man convicted of 2 counts of first-degree sexual assault in an investigation involving 2 children. Joseph Aguilar was sentenced to 45 to 50 years on each count for a total prison sentence of 90 to 100 years. Aguilar will not be eligible for parole consideration until at least 2064. Well, straight ahead, a couple of flurries early this morning at the KNEB studios, and much more on the way. Bill Boyer's got your full forecast right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
At TC & More in Scottsbluff, we have toys and puzzles for your children, or they make a great gift. TC & More has craft activities, pretend play toys, and dozens of puzzles and games for all ages. We also have the largest supply of Melissa and Doug toys. And we still carry all of your classroom essentials. Remember to like TC & More on Facebook. TC & More, 1621 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
When you're Arby's, you can do certain things, like load roast beef and curly fries onto a sandwich. Add horsey sauce, Arby's sauce, and cheddar cheese sauce on there. Sell them 2 for $6. And when you're Arby's, you can call it the Arbinator. Because if you aren't, Arbinator is a super strange name to just invent. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, we're looking at skies that are going to be partly to mostly cloudy as we go through the evening hours. Temperatures not really a big concern tonight, falling down into the 20s here across western Nebraska and southeastern Wyoming. Since we last talked on Christmas Eve, we've got some big changes in our forecast. Now, we told you last week there was a lot of uncertainty in the models, and unfortunately there's still a lot of uncertainty. But what we can tell you is accumulating snow now appears likely starting tomorrow night into the day on Saturday, and there are some travel problems that we could be dealing with depending on ultimately which direction this storm overall takes. We had a beautiful Christmas day, 49 degrees yesterday for a high after a morning low of just 27. So no problems on your pre-Christmas travel. We did have a couple of hundredths of an inch of moisture from some light rain that fell yesterday here across western Nebraska and southeastern Wyoming. Well, here's the big story, and it's hard to miss. A large swath of western Nebraska and northwestern Kansas, northeastern Colorado, and far eastern Wyoming now under a winter storm watch. This includes a large swath of the area and a large portion of our immediate area under these winter storm watches. They go until 6 a.m. Sunday morning. They start tomorrow night late, go all day Saturday and into Sunday morning. We're going to be dealing with the threat of accumulating snow, and very gusty winds. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a moment in terms of how much uncertainty still exists in the models out there. Temperatures are much colder today than they were yesterday behind that frontal passage that did bring a little rain shower activity and some light snow at times as well. But generally speaking, no major issues here across the region with your travel. Temperatures into the upper 20s and low 30s right now. Winds are very, very light, almost non-existent, under 5 miles an hour. So no real issues to be concerned about in terms of wind chills. They're about the same as the air temperatures, as there just is not a lot of wind out there. So as we take a look at our forecast for tonight, we're going to be dealing with just partly cloudy skies, generally speaking. Not much going on out there. Temperatures are going to remain above normal for this time of year, but cooler than what they've been the last few days, as we will fall down into the teens and 20s for lows overnight here across the region. Now, tomorrow, the day starts out very benign. During the daylight hours, it's going to be pretty boring, partly cloudy skies. But as we get later on in the day, you'll notice we start to see some snow form, first off to our south and east, and then starting to work its way here into our region. Is this frontal system and the storm system responsible for this snow is to the south and east of us, and ultimately where we end up on the back side of this, bringing in that snow when the colder air comes in, is what we're going to have to deal with in terms of accumulating snows. We'll show you a couple of different options that we've got out there from two of the more reliable models. Temperatures tomorrow for highs only in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Now, here's one forecast model that we deal a lot with here in the wintertime. This is the European model. Notice it's got moderate to heavy snows across our region, heavier into portions of South Dakota. What that looks for here in the immediate area. Now, again, this is one forecast model, bringing us over a foot of snow possible in some areas. Does that mean this model is going to verify? We don't know. It's a possibility. Notice a large portion of the region, though, in excess of 3 to 6 to even 7 to 10 inches of snow out of the European model. Same time frame. This is looking at the GFS model. Notice it's got lighter snow amounts across the entire region, heavier snow pushed to our east into portions of the Sandhills and central portions of Nebraska. What that looks like for us, boiling it down into numbers, is more of a 2 to 4 to 3 to 6 inch range. What we think is ultimately going to happen, we think the heaviest snow, at least in our area, is most likely to be along and east of a line from about Kimball up through Gordon and Rushville and points to the east. That area has a higher probability of seeing heavier snow amounts than areas off to the east of us, or than areas to the west of us. We certainly think there is a possibility in some uncertain areas, certainly out there, areas from around, say, Chadron over to Torrington and into the Scotts Bluff area and down towards Cheyenne. Some uncertainty exists in all of those areas. Bottom line is there's the possibility of some pretty substantial snowfall totals from this, but what's ultimately going to be the big caveat is the winds. They're going to be very strong and producing blowing and drifting snow. No problems tonight, 23. Tomorrow during the day, no problems either. Partly cloudy skies. Snow should develop probably after dark tomorrow and especially get going tomorrow night. Temperatures around 40 for a high. We're going to keep that snow in the forecast all day Saturday and kick those winds up Saturday and even into Sunday morning and even probably part of Sunday afternoon. Temps much colder, only in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees all the way through Monday. So this is a big change from what we had even as early as yesterday morning. We've changed a lot to the forecast, still a lot of uncertainty. Bottom line, stay tuned. If you're going to be traveling, get it done today, tomorrow, before dark. Shouldn't have any travel problems. It's really tomorrow after dark, and then especially Saturday and Sunday when we could be seeing some significant travel problems here across the area. And as always, stay tuned for the very latest forecast updates.
2 of the most Arby's sandwiches ever made for $6. They're big, but downing 2 is possible. You just gotta believe in yourself. I believe in you. Arby's, we have the meats.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Where can you find gifts for everyone? TC & More has gifts for the holidays. The Christmas decor is up, and we're ready to help you make your holiday festive. From Santas to realistic flickering candles to give your home a warm glow. Next, check out our clothing and accessories for women, like stylish gloves and Myra bags. Finally, pamper yourself or a loved one with soaps and lotions. For the perfect gift, stop in and visit TC & More, downtown Scottsbluff. And we've extended our children's educational materials.
Welcome back. Inmates at a Lincoln prison damaged a housing unit during a Christmas Eve disturbance after staff confiscated food and homemade alcohol. A NDOC spokeswoman said about 14 inmates at the Diagnostic and Evaluation Center broke furniture, cracked a window, and disabled surveillance cameras. The Lincoln Journal-Star reports that the incident began about 7 p.m. Tuesday and that some inmates returned to their cells as directed at the start. Prison staff locked down the facility and called in an emergency response team to resolve the incident. Center Director Scott Frake says no staff or inmates were injured. Well, Nebraska authorities say a driver headed east in the westbound lanes of Highway 30 was fatally injured when his vehicle struck an oncoming vehicle. The collision occurred around 6:40 Tuesday morning, about 2 miles east of Lexington. Authorities say the 20-year-old driver was pronounced dead at a Lexington hospital. The 50-year-old driver of the other vehicle was treated for minor injuries. A third vehicle involved sustained minor damage. It's not clear whether its driver was injured. The names of those involved have not yet been released as of broadcast time. And a Democratic lawmaker says he may push to strengthen a Nebraska law regulating state officials' advertising after the Republican state treasurer spent more than $593,000 on ads prominently featuring himself. The Omaha World Herald reports that State Treasurer John Moranti selected his former employer, Victory Enterprises of Davenport, Iowa, to do the ads without taking bids. Democratic State Senator Matt Hansen of Lincoln said he is looking at expanding a law prohibiting state officers like the treasurer from running ads with their names during an election year. Hansen said he is considering a bill to expand the prohibition to all years. Well, straight ahead, Chris Cottrell will be in with a quick check of sports. We'll have that in just 90 seconds.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for two. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
Plenty of area basketball tournaments this weekend, plus Husker Hoops back at it in the coming days as well. While the Scottsbluff and Gering girls and boys basketball teams have to wait another week to hit the game floor at this year's GNAC tournaments in Columbus, there will be plenty of holiday basketball around the region starting tomorrow. Alliance is hosting their big get-together with Bridgeport, Ainsworth, and Pine Bluffs all scheduled to be on hand. Former Bridgeport Bulldog Sean Sturkle is now the head coach for the Ainsworth boys, so you know that'll be a special, meaningful night for Coach Sturkle tomorrow evening. The Alliance boys, well, they enter the weekend at 5-2 and rank 7th in Class B power points. Also on tap for the weekend, it's the Chadron Rotary Tournament, the annual holiday get-together up at Chadron. A pair of girls and boys doubleheaders tomorrow, and then consolation and championship games on Saturday, those games being held at Chadron State College. The Chadron girls, the marquee team in the event, you would expect, currently 8-0 and coming off wins over Scottsbluff and Gering last weekend. John McLean's team right now sits atop the C1 power points on the strength of a 6-0 record against Class A and Class B teams. And then one more to mention. In fact, two pair of 14 brackets for the boys and the girls. The Mitchell brackets for the boys and girls will be played in the middle school gym, while the Sydney 4-team tournaments will be held in the Cabela's athletic facility both of those days. Those will be true doubleheaders tomorrow, and then consolation and title games start at 10 on Saturday. On Saturday, it's the start of the Big Ten Conference schedule for the Husker women, a 10-1 record so far this season. They'll be tested as they take on the defending conference champion, the Iowa Hawkeyes, on Saturday. Head coach Amy Williams has gotten big contributions so far this year from super sub Leah Brown.
I'm so proud of Leah. She's aggressive-minded offensively, and that's no secret. And I think she's really embraced kind of the beast off the bench kind of role and kind of being that sixth man and coming in and really sparking our team offensively. And she stayed offensive, aggressive, even with really an exerted effort to, I thought, do a better job of getting her feet set and looking to score from behind the arc. And I think it's something this past week during finals week, she spent some time coming in and watching film with me and really talking about wanting to feel comfortable with her footwork from behind the arc and wanting to kind of increase her three-point field goal percentage.
The sophomore from Auburn, Indiana, leads the team in scoring at just under 15 points per game. We'll have the Husker women hosting Iowa on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the men's team is home for an out-of-conference matchup with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That'll do it for today. The latest from right here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan back to check our community calendar update right after this.
Sometimes events in life are planned. Others, a happy surprise. No matter what life change you're navigating, whether you're getting married or just want a bigger yard for your pup, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. Retirement. A new season in life where you can change how you live it. And something easier, convenient, that feels just right. When it's time, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
At Compliments for you and your home, we're not ready to take down Christmas decor quite yet. Stop in and pick up great Christmas decor at great prices, with all Christmas items 30% off. And remember, Compliments has ladies' fashions that appeal to all ages and sizes. Be sure to look through our clearance racks for last chance bargains. Compliments for you and your home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
And finally tonight, as we continue to count down the top stories of the year, we will wrap up tonight's newscast with our 8th biggest story of the year, which is the launch of Western Farm Seed in Scottsbluff. The partners in this industrial hemp operation purchased the old Alex TLC property earlier this year to the tune of $1 million and have begun growing several varieties of hemp. President P.J. Haynes says they got the idea after the Farm Bill legalized the growing of industrial hemp and became very intrigued.
I had an uncle up in Minnesota that grew some. We went up and visited up there, and it was phenomenal. The whole community was involved. Growers, just small acreages, everybody working together, learning together. It was actually fairly inspirational. So absolutely, that's what really invigorated us about this project. So we wanted to come out and introduce this to Western Nebraska.
Once they got their license, they have hit the ground running in their first few months.
And here we have a full bay hemp seed feminized production. We have 3 different varieties, about 750 plants that are put in here.
Western Farms is projecting employment through the project will add nearly $900,000 to the local economy in the first year, $2.4 million in year 2, and more than $3.3 million in the third year. In addition, the partnership is projecting nearly $9.3 million in the purchase of local products, services, and resources over that same 3-year period.
Well, we're very excited about the opportunity for economic impact, not only with local area producers that want to take advantage of this opportunity, but also the opportunity for other manufacturing industries to get involved, from processing to harvesting, transportation. There's going to be a big impact, I think, from the local economy, not just what we're doing here at the greenhouse, but from a manufacturing standpoint, where we're manufacturing seed as well as manufacturing of other harvesting implements or processing equipment.
All industrial hemp produced in Nebraska must have a THC concentration of less than 0.3%. Production and use of marijuana and THC for medical and recreational purposes remains illegal here in Nebraska. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.